Two are better than Spider-Man Homecoming. Now that I've got your attention. I liked Spider-Man Homecoming as I figured I would. It's a Marvel movie. They don't typically do wrong by me. But I did not love this. Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. I haven't heard a single person say otherwise. A lot of people didn't like Tobey. I myself did. I liked the Tobes. I liked Tobey Maguire. A lot of people didn't like Andrew Garfield. I wasn't a fan, but I know many appreciated what he did. But so far, it seems like everybody really likes what Holland's bringing to the table. And I'm sure he's going to stick around for quite a long time. Holland's Peter Parker and Spider-Man are very jokey. They're very carefree, just kind of getting up to shenanigans with his abilities. He, along with the entire feeling of the film, is very Deadpool light. Very PG-13 Deadpool. Maybe this is only PG. I guess I'm not sure. Whatever. I say Deadpool light because there's jokes flying this way and that. They're going everywhere. Most of them land, a couple don't. This leads to some issue I have with the film, which is there's no emotional weight. I use that term a lot lately, it seems like, because movies are so reliant on just heavy special effects and kind of low-grade comedy that they don't really focus on some of the harder-hitting emotions that you can get from these superhero films. The Dark Knight's shown us this, Logan's shown us this, the old Sam Raimi films have shown us this. Granted, I laughed quite a bit during the movie, especially during the high school scenes. I think those are by far the strongest. The film's actually at its weakest when we have the bad guy on display. And I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan, so that's tough for me to say, but every time his character's on the screen, I just don't care. I'm like, okay, the Marvel bad guys are never very good outside of Loki. It's just so generic. And that's another thing I think the Raimi films really had going for them. Green Goblin, yeah, he was cheesy as hell, but it was intentional, and he went all in. William Dafoe was fantastic. You remember that performance for better and worse. Doc Ock in the sequel, my God, one of the most memorable characters to date in a Spider-Man movie. I was worried after seeing some of the trailers there wasn't going to be any surprises left when I hit the theaters, and I was right. I saw most of this movie in the preview, and people of course are going to say that's like 8 minutes of trailers. The movie's over 2 hours long. You're seeing nothing. I could very easily piece exactly what was going to happen, and it is exactly what was going to happen. You see Spider-Man a lot. He's in his suit quite often, far more than he is in the other Spider-Man movies, which is nice. It just doesn't do anything different, and that's such a disappointment to me. I really thought they would try with the music in this, and they didn't. It's Avengers stock again, with a little Spider-Man jingle thrown in for fucking good measure, but it's nothing. Effects-wise, Spider-Man's never looked better. It's very hard to tell sometimes when it's Tom Holland in the suit or when it's just a full-blown CG version. I thought the action was a little rough, nothing really memorable in that department, nothing like the amazing subway fight from Spider-Man 2, or even in Spider-Man 3 when they're falling down the pipes in the sewers, punching each other. Hell, even the amazing Spider-Man 2 has some pretty remarkable sequences, even though I don't like that movie at all. Here, though, I can't think of really anything, and the final fight is tough to watch. I can barely see what's happening in the scene, and it's a huge letdown as far as the confrontation goes. There's no blood, there's no cuts. Spider-Man seemed pretty well intact by the end of it. A lot more Avengers stuff in this than I thought there'd be. Not necessarily a bad thing. They do a good job introducing Spider-Man to this MCU. They even use some kind of clever footage from past movies from a different angle, which I think is a nice little touch for the people that have been watching all of them. And if you haven't, you can still follow along, no problem. Last night, prior to seeing the movie, I caught myself off guard. I was like, whoa, I'm actually very excited for this. To celebrate, I went on to the PlayStation Store to buy a game or two, but instead noticed a nice giant ad for Spider-Man and a little video. It was like a 5-minute video I could watch. I thought to myself, now that's how you do marketing. You release this 5-minute found footage style video featuring our lead hero, filming everything on his phone, hanging out with Tony Stark, seeing his suit. I thought this was great. I go, this is awesome because it's not in the movie. This is just something that you can stumble upon, enjoy, and get you even more excited. It is in the movie! It's like the first 10 minutes! Now, not only do I know all the fucking plot points from the movie previews you released, I also know everything that's gonna happen for the next few minutes. What a wonderful experience this is, Sony, you motherfucks. It's not the movie's fault that I saw a lot of this ahead of time. That's on me. And that's on the studio for releasing that much shit. I don't know why they do this. However, it doesn't negate the fact that this movie doesn't really have an emotional core. There's not a lot of heart there. I thought there would be. I thought there was going to be a lot more of the Robert Downey, Tony Stark, father-son bonding. There's some, but it's all in the goddamn previews. Even if it wasn't, it's just not that hard-hitting. It's just kind of there. Son's getting scolded for playing with dad's toys. Speaking of dad's toys, not having the spider sense sucks. We don't get that flashy slow motion that I've come to expect from these. Having web shooters, I understand that's from the comics. They also did that in The Amazing. I like the Sam Raimi organic ones. I know that's not how it's supposed to be. Now he feels like he's just in an Iron Man suit most of the time. A lot of the movie, he's in this high-tech suit that has 500 some ways to shoot a web. Are you fucking kidding me with this? How about just shoot the web? Can we just simplify things? There's hacking in the movie. There's just so much stuff with the tech, and it makes no sense within this universe. Like, why is Hawkeye still helmetless? Why isn't he in an Iron Man suit? Why is Black Widow not in an Iron Man suit? Why is Spider-Man not in an Iron Man suit that just has little holes for his webs? What the fuck? Maybe the Spider-Man sense comes when he turns 16, hits puberty. Maybe they're going that route. They might be. I just feel like they limited what he could do so that he could have more of this Tony Stark interaction. It's like, oh, you're a kid, you really can't do anything. Like, what is his ability from the spider bite? Let's really think about what Spider-Man's abilities are at this point. He's super strong and he can climb shit. Who cares? If he's wearing an Iron Man suit, he doesn't need to climb shit. He can fly. He doesn't need super strength. He is super strong with the suit on. Spider sense would have helped a lot, because that's like a special magical ability that an Iron Man suit can't provide. Spoilers, I guess. I'm not really sure what I want to even talk about. There's a love story in it. It's not MJ, although she is in it. It's a twist. Zendaya, I don't know how you say the actress's name. She plays Michelle. She's not very anything. She's just kind of there. She has somewhat of a love arc with Peter Parker, but their chemistry is non-existent, and it goes nowhere. I assume she'll be in the next one, so they're just setting things up, but it just felt deflated by the end. I thought, where's this going? Oh shit, here's a twist that the previews didn't ruin. Maybe they did. I think I stopped watching by the third trailer, so there's probably a fourth that said Michelle's dad is the villain. This is a kind of a Green Goblin-esque situation where Peter knows this guy. They're going to have this awkward conversation, and then they're going to fight, and he's going to inevitably kill him, except for he doesn't kill him because nobody dies in this film, because there's no stakes anymore. Take that back. Shocker 1 dies. Second Shocker then comes into existence. There is 2 villains in this, kind of. I mean, 2 comic book villains, maybe more. There's probably some Easter egg ones I didn't know about. They're setting that up for another movie. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot else to it. I know people are just in love with this film, but I don't. It was fine. It was like a 8 out of 10 or 7.5 out of 10. There's nothing insanely good here. There's nothing that's like, whoa, holy shit, this was the best movie I've seen. This is so damn good. No, it's not. There's no Toby pulling the trains, ripping his suit apart, looking really constipated and human. There's no hard exchange of blows with the Green Goblin getting fucked up, having him die, killing your best friend's father. None of that. The origin story is very glossed over, which I'm fine with. However, there was nothing to take its place as far as connection goes with the characters. Outside of like him being in high school. I think it's because it is Spider-Man. It is such a big character. It's such a big property to have that I was expecting them to go just all out, sweeping score, larger than life action scenes. That doesn't necessarily mean he's saving the world. That just means the set pieces are really wow. Him holding the ship together, cool, but it wasn't. I saw most of it in the trailer, and I just thought, okay, we already saw this with the train. Is there nothing better? We can't film this in a better way, or do some crazy slow motion or something that's just awe-inspiring. It's just not there for me. So I liked Spider-Man. I'm sure you're gonna like it. There's nothing bad to say about it really, other than it's just a fine movie. I took my 5-year-old son. He enjoyed it. I asked him afterwards if it was his favorite. He still liked the Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus ones better. He also likes the Venom one better too, but he's 5, so like take that how you will. I feel good about this. Let's wrap up. Leave a comment if you've seen the movie. 10 out of 10 maybe for you, or are you more in the 7 to 8 range like me? Let me know. I'm curious. I really would like to hear what you had to say. It's getting astounding reviews. I haven't watched any other YouTube critic because I really don't give a shit what any of them have to say outside of like half in the bag.